What's going on, my lord? Don, what's going on? How are you doing? Don is having a moment, folks. Don is at that crossroads, and I'm not gonna go into details, but listen, for all the people that are watching now, all five of you, and the 20 that will be coming up shortly, and all of the hundreds of views afterwards, we're gonna give Don collectively hugs. Oh, I know. I know, buddy. And then you're just a short time, and then you're empty nesting to a degree. Put that over there. Oh, goodness gracious. A little bit to talk. Listen, it's going to be a short stream. We're only streaming today and tomorrow. We're not here Friday. I'll be in Las Vegas on Friday. By the time you would be watching me, I will already be about 3 or 4 hours into the con. It's a small show. There's a very good chance we'll be able to do some live videos. That is going to be my goal. But yeah, but first things first. Her final dance recital is this weekend. Will be tougher than graduation. Well, yeah. Graduation is a culmination of 12 years, 13 years of hard work, if you include kindergarten. A dance recital is a lifetime of work. Graduations aren't tough, they're celebrations. Final dance recital, that is a passion project. Emotions will be involved. Don, I understand that. I get it. I'm a dad. Absolutely 100%. Celebrate a graduation, mourn a final recital. And hope someday you get to see another one. 14 years, there you go. And how much time have you put into that studio with all of the volunteering you've done, sir? I shouldn't be drinking today. I really shouldn't. Boy, do I have stories for you when enough people get here. This is the first day I've been able to walk in 2 days. No exaggeration. Don't need that either. Saturday night, when she dances her final senior solo and they announce Miss Lilia Henry, you, sir, will be a giant weeping. The largest tears to fall in the night will be yours. I got sunburned. I'm recovering. It's starting to tan out a little bit. But yeah, I got some color this weekend. Which actually brings me to a point. Let me see. I got to pull this up. I gotta get the correct one. Oh, that wasn't the button I wanted to press. That's depressing. Excuse me. Hey, Kate. Kelly will be dancing her final dance. Why does she always is she one of the moms that does the same thing at the end of, like, does the moves too to feel like they're sending the energy to get it right? Kate, I'm going to see you in 2 days. All right. Are there at least 10 of you here? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, not yet. Not enough people. I wait for more people to show up. I know, listen, every time between 15 and 22 people are going to show up. It'll dwindle to about 12 at the end, and only 8 to 10 will raid with me. I know my numbers. I get it. What up, T-Bone? Hellbolt, love you, man. Oh, a mom dance group that performs. Okay. She's excited that will be over. What up, BK? All right, so. Oh, BK, man, I got something to show you. Oh, never mind. It didn't arrive yet. You'll be fine, Kate, I promise. Just get there bright and squirrely. And then run to the hotel and take a shower before you do the rest of the show. I actually found a really cool unsigned 9.8 comic that I'm going to be adding to the next TMNT. It's cool. It's neat. It'll be a fun edition. Again, it's unsigned. It's a 9.8. And listen, don't get your hopes up. Okay, wait. Let me first of all, I need to do you a service. I don't want to. It's not an original run. It's not from the original Laird and Eastman run. So don't go crazy. It's not from Ronin. It's a tertiary book that I found that I thought was really cool. The cover was nice, and it was a 9.8, and it fit into the price range to allow me to add it as one of the nice little hits for the thing. So don't think it is, Peter and Kevin. It's different. But it's cool. It's got cool factor. And I don't think it was an extremely heavily printed book either. With that said, it's not like super rare either. It's one of those, it's just like, oh, that's cool, type of thing. It'll look good on display. It's a cool cover. All right, let's get this. We got 12 people here. 2 things. First one, I'm going to touch on because I can't talk about it. So I'm going to
Welcome to my underground.
If we could only get the sound to actually sound. Did it freeze? I'm not frozen. I haven't dropped any frames.
I want more. And I know I shouldn't.
No, I see me.
I want more.
There it is. There we go. Yeah, it was on you, buddy. And we got sound. So, yes, I was out this weekend. No, I'm not allowed to talk about it. Those who follow my other channel will see the grainy, albeit their videos. So yeah. I walked with Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine. I have photo proof of that. And that's all I'm going to say. I got sunburned. Pretty good. Sapphoros, if you knew exactly how much grass I touch in the real life that you guys don't know about, you'd probably be bigger friends with me. But yes, and the only reason I bring that up, because I know Trevor's like, Jesus Christmas, DC, I told you not to talk about it. Is because where's Lord Brownie? Milord, front and center. I know T-Bone. It's not on Trevor. I know it's not. But I will put that in you. We are sharing a hotel room. Remember, Trevor, we are sharing a hotel room. The first sentence may be true.
So we're just done with phrasing, right?
What
That's
the hell?
not a
Why
thing
doesn't
anymore.
it work? That's so weird. It's like selectively listening now. All right, hold on. Let me just look at the properties of that real quick before.
A little bottle of water. A little bottle of water. A little bottle of
I
water.
don't see. No, it's not the one. Where is? Control. So, all right, hold on. Oh, here we go. You just got dangled. Now it'll work again.
So we're just done with phrasing, right? That's not a thing anymore.
All right, lady, I see it. I didn't see the video because I was looking at the screen. Thanks, lady. I needed that. All right. My lord, I'm going to need you to make good on your promise. I'm going to need you to raise your right hand. And repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the Bills of the United City of Buffalo. One city, under Josh, with blue light and wings for all. Moving forward, as a new member of the Bills Mafia, you will root for the Bills above all else in American football. And henceforth, all chicken wings will be eaten with blue cheese. All right, you're in. Brownie said, wings for all. Brownie said if I walked around LA with a Bills flag, that he would change his allegiance. Well, I did that, and I got plenty of compliments, and you'll see them in the videos. Many of the Bills Mafia were out. Many of them are like, "Oh my God, the whole selling of the Bills thing." I'm like, yeah. He's like, "Oh man, I wish I would have thought of that." I'm like, well, not all of us can be geniuses. I even made friends with a Patriots fan. Me and the Patriots fan had a long discussion, and we saw eye to eye for a day. So yeah. Monday. I mentioned today was the first day I've been able to actually walk. Monday I was at James ABA, social skills, and I was sitting in a chair. It's an hour and a half long, so I sit in the parents' room, and eye to eye. That's right, eye to eye. And it didn't have very good support, and I was slouching. See, the chair I have here, I can't slouch in because it swerves inward. You can't see it, but it does. And I have a bad back, y'all know. And I went to get up from the chair, and my back was completely out. Thankfully, there were no other parents there. James saw it. James was upset. I got home. I woke up, and it was a no-go. I couldn't walk. I couldn't roll to my side in bed. I literally had to roll off the bed onto my hands and knees to basically walk up the wall to stand. My back is getting progressively worse. It'll eventually require surgery. Debilitating, permanently screwing me surgery, which I've been holding off for about 9 years now. So I was not able to be here yesterday. Doug and Trevor were here, and shipping did not go out yesterday. I did come in early today and do shipping. How I was able to come in and do shipping was getting to urgent care yesterday. Them giving me a topical cream, a muscle relaxer for sleep, and steroids. And I'm very familiar with the steroids that they give for back pain. I've had to use them about every year, at least once. And they do a bang-up job. The shot completely wore off about 2 months too early, so I'll be scheduling another one. I'm on them Hulk Hogan's, that's right. Yeah. So, yeah. Today was the first day I've been able to walk. And I'm really not exaggerating when I say that. I'm still in a boatload of pain, but I can at least move again. This is the first time that the back pain shot into the sciatic, which shot down to my legs, and literally, not figuratively, would make my knees buckle with pain, making me unable to walk. That's how bad it was. It was top 10 worst my back has ever been, and I've had this injury since 1999. So going on 26, it'll be 26 years in December. So yes, shipping is done, with the exception of Blind Cat, because I'm going to hand it to him. I will be able to hand deliver Blind Cat stuff faster than the post office would be able to get it to him. So I will just hand Blind Cat his books Friday afternoon. I always handle Blind Cat's package. Always. Always. And apparently I stick it in Trevor too. At least that's what he says. That's his self-omission. Actually, he said don't stick it in me. Let me be correct. He said don't stick it in me. So, all right, with all of that said, is the only person I will allow to handle BK's package. Well, what can I say? I have a perfect balance of rough and soft hands. They are very strong hands, but they can be gentle. And it's just the type of thing that BK likes. And what can I say? They're magic hands. I was eating snacks, but don't worry, I washed my hands. Yes, these are delicious. I'm not gonna lie, I really don't chew them. I suck on them till they get soggy and then I chew them. I don't care. Judge me. Go ahead. Don't bother me. Been judged all my life. Jazz hands or jazz fingers? Oh, it's spirit fingers, jazz hands. Sorry. What's his name? He would be so upset. Oh, choreographed Chicago. Not Michael Kidd. It wasn't Ferris Bueller either. Bueller. It was my cousin was in the original Chicago. The hell was his name? Well, not my cousin, but my wife's cousin, which technically makes him my cousin. Fosse, Bob Fosse. I got it. Nerd. Bob Fosse would be so upset that I confused the two. Good show about him called Fosse, worth watching. What up, Los? All right. So, tomorrow. I am expecting the 9/8 cover to arrive tomorrow. I should have an email when it's supposed to arrive, which I'll be able to sneak peek. Oh, excuse me. Okay, it doesn't have a date on it. It just says coming. Well, sassafras. All right, well, it should be in the next 48 hours. So, since it wasn't here today, I'm assuming it's going to be here tomorrow. If it's not going to be here tomorrow, it's going to be Friday, and then you just have to wait until Wednesday. I do have a single box of Supercharged left. What I could do with that, if we had 5 willing players, I could make a 5-spot break featuring a signed Funko mystery series. The 3+ items that are in there. And let's say... What could I do that would be saucy? Ooh, hold on, I may know. So this one came back lower than expected. How about a 9-4 Marcus 2 cover artist signed Red Robin? The restaurant does have a comic book. Everything is a la carte. It's like a choose your own adventure, but scratch and sniff. I will only put it up if I can get 4 people to commit. Limit 2 spots per person. What is this? The other option is just somebody buy the box outright for $2.59, but not gonna hold my breath for that one. That's not what I wanted. Neither is that. Excuse me, carbonated water. Yum, yum. Let's go with this photo. Yeah, let's go with this one. Do that one.
A little bottle of water, a little bottle of water, a little bottle of water.
Thank you, Don. I need this. Of course I did that wrong. Oh, it's okay, Dangle. We won't be here on Friday. We still love you, though. Are you kidding me? Not again? All right, some quick edit and in. Get rid of that one. No, that's the wrong one. Jerks. Not you, me the jerks. Okay. Cancel that. Add this. Go down to this button. Make that work. All right, now it's true. Boop. Okay. Yeah, Amazing Con. We will be with Kate and Blind Cat. It is a DCD Collects event. We are going there to buy stuff. So only today and tomorrow will we be live. I mean, Dangle, you can come to Vegas too. We'll be there all weekend. Boy, could you imagine Dangle, Blind Cat, Kate, DCD Collects, Sepulros, and Jonathan Ballerjack hanging out together? Boy, oh boy. John will be there. He is, listen, I'm going to say this. I don't want you to read into this too much. He's going to be there. I believe he is going to be with J. Scott Campbell. Shh, don't stop talking. Kate's here. Everybody, don't say anything. Kate's here. Twiddle your thumbs. What up, Craig? How you doing? Craig, you can come up to Vegas, right? I don't remember exactly where you live, but you know, you could go, right? Can I introduce who? John or Jay? I only casually know John. John knows me as one of Doug's guys. Doug would probably be more than happy to introduce you. John is a very nice, likable guy. And I want to point out, and I want somebody to bookmark this. If you remember when the whole, and I'm going to say it now, when that whole backlash came out about John, did I not, that very first day after it broke, stand in front of this camera, sit in front of this camera, and say, I did not believe to everyone needed to wait and pass judgment because the truth was going to come out about John. And if you did not notice, everything was dismissed against him. Everything was dismissed as of yesterday. He posted it today or yesterday. Completely dismissed without prejudice. Or with prejudice. Whatever's the one is they can't bring it back up again. He also posted a clip he didn't initially want to post. He was saving it for the film. But the scene where Stan Lee says to him, "You're the only bright spot out of all of this." It spoils part of the hit that it gives you in the film, I guess. But that was beyond the proof that was needed. I told everybody who came guns loaded against him to be patient, to wait. Yes, it didn't look good. I even admitted it didn't look good. But I had faith that if he wasn't named amongst all of the people, it means he wasn't part of it. And knowing John, meeting him on a few occasions and talking with him, I knew that what was being leveled against him was incorrect. So this is my soapbox moment where I get to say, I told you so. Please do not listen to the first person who puts out a YouTube video. Unfortunately, the world has become the first person to speak is telling the truth. And you can't do that in social media. And this was proven time and time again to be bollocks. So, a salute to John. Salute, friend. I knew it, and I told everybody not to listen to that bozo. Kampai. He'll finish the film now. Are you kidding me? Now that nobody has a leg to stand on against him? Oh, that movie's a foregone conclusion now.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on right now.
It's all right, Scoobs. But by the way, Scuba, good to see you, man. That's it. This is a told you so moment. You can't believe everything that you read. Okay, so again, if we don't have 5 people, that's fine. If somebody wants to grab it themselves, it's great. It's the last one we have. We may be putting in another order, but we're going to wait until after Vegas to decide if we buy another case or two. But it's fun stuff. We enjoy it. Y'all seem to enjoy it. You assume well, my lord, you are the leader of this fiefdom. Ergo, you should be the one who knows his letters. Traditionally, you'd have known them by age 7. I don't know which fiefdom you grew up in. All right. So yeah, awesome vindication moment for John Ballerjack. And I was very happy to see that. I think I even wrote a comment on the page. I never doubted you for a second. There it is. What else? I don't think I have anything else that all of the art that was posted to the website is here. So if anybody was questioning the Thrall, the Davy Jones, the Kylo Ren, or the Otto Octavius, it's here. I don't know where Clark County is. I'm sure there's plenty of Clark counties. Listen, I got one of them fancy New York educations. It's there in Vegas? Okay. Yep, Saporos, he has given us the thrall to move for him. He's trying to keep the walls fresh at the cons. So his older stuff, whether it's popular or not, he needs an outlet. So we told him we would try throwing some stuff on our site and seeing what sticks. So last night I got to sleep well, finally. The muscle relaxer within 40 minutes had me like glued to the bed. I had the craziest dreams, and I'm going to say it now out loud on the stream, because then it's poor man copyrighted. Because it was such an intense and... it's family friendly. I feel like it was basically a sci-fi movie. Did you see that you'll be at LACC? So you get to hang out with me then too? You're at LACC? Well, congratulations. I thought you were concerned about your review. It was a sci-fi dream. So it wasn't a full movie, but it was a very long dream, and it was very... When artists and writers and musicians say it came to me in a dream, they usually tell of a complete idea or a complete song or a painting. Mine was not complete. Was it a babe with the head of Abraham Lincoln? No. That's funny. Mine was not a complete, but it has, and listen, I'm saying this out loud so that if anybody steals it, I can sue them, because it's a really keen idea. It takes place in space. I was on a planet, and the planet was surrounded in its solar system and galaxy by rather barren planets. Now, everything I'm going to tell you was imparted to me in this dream, either through me in this dream just knowing this, or it being spelled out. I know dreams traditionally are fleeting seconds to minutes long. Your REM cycle is not very long when you sleep, and in the REM cycle, the dream sequences, while they feel long because your brain is processing them, they're actually quite short, according to science. So I was on this planet, and this planet was in a super Goldilocks zone in its yellow sun. The surrounding solar systems in the galaxy were hospitable but vegetation barren. They were mineral rich and they were vegetation barren. And some of those that had vegetation were just mined out of its greenery by other controlling factions trying to get the goods inside. Now, may that have come from watching Andor? Maybe. I'm not done with Andor. I'm pacing the last 3 episodes. I've been trying to watch only one every couple of days because I want it to last. But this planet was very small. It was tiny. And its yellow sun was not huge. And this had lush vegetation. And bees. Lots of flowers. And bees. A high yield honeybee. I'm telling you, this was a cool dream. And not the bees. The bees they would produce mountains of honey, just tons of honey. And honey was used in everything on that planet. It was a natural sweetener. It was used as a preservative. They would jar things in honey to keep it antimicrobial and wet. You know, keep it from drying. It was used as, you know, the way normal honey is used. It's honey. It's what plants crave. It was used in medicine. There were salves that were used that were made from honey. There was, of course, alcohol distilled from honey. Honey was this planet's production. It was the bee's knees. And honey, because that galaxy was not developed, honey was extremely expended. There's no punchline, I'm sorry. Sapporos, it's not a complete thought. I just think it's really cool. And I thought some of you would get a kick out of how avant-garde some of my dreams are. And I do dream in color. And it was a very green, orange, and yellow planet. So honey was also basically its currency because no other surrounding planets in the entire galaxy, not just their solar system, that whole galaxy was just either it had an old sun or too big of a super hot sun. This was the only one that had a middle-aged sun, sun. So it had a Goldilocks zone. So that was the currency, basically. It would be ounces of honey would be like a currency. Where they be holding to them. And those other factions that knew of it gladly traded other resources for the honey. They made it was a conscious decision of the planet not to accept money for honey. They would only trade it for goods. The reason behind it being they didn't want the planet to be rich in currency to make it a target. It was already somewhat of a target for having that such a rich natural resource in honey. But once it had established communication with the outside civilizations, the first thing it did was trade its honey for a shielding / defense system. And the robber baron planet or faction, I don't know, in my dream it wasn't clear. I'll say faction. In perpetuity had a percentage of the planet's yield of honey to maintain the defense system for the planet. Space, but I wouldn't say space pirates of Pulros. They were well established merchants. Think East India Company without being evil. I'm sorry, Paul. But East India trading minus we're just going to rob everything from you and then colonize you. Again. Sorry, Paul. They were like a good East India trading company. Are we talking about honey as in the food? Yeah, honey. No, food. I'm talking about a dream I had while under muscle relaxers cannabis last night when I went to bed. And melatonin. Ooh, I took all three. I did. Yeah, I just realized that. That explains everything. The melatonin. Okay. So they had this ally because the merchant knew that there was no other source for honey in leagues away from them. Like they're in galaxies away, there was no honey. Normal sized bees, they are not humanoid bees, but they were like murder bee size. Because at your table, so I'm eating at a restaurant on there. Again, all part of the dream. I'm eating at the restaurant. And the restaurant had like, it was like orange acrylic with like a frosted acrylic table in like a donut. And it was lit from underneath, so it glowed frost acrylic up and glowed orange down. And in the center, it was built around this like tube. And in the tube, you could see there was like a fold of honeycomb, and bees would run and be working on this honeycomb while you're eating your food. And the table was like this big, and it was a table for two. And you would see these bees working the comb while you ate. Hey, listen, if you need a great idea for a restaurant, I just want a small percentage or naming rights. So like that was vivid. And the honeycomb was used for wax. I mean, there were so many things. Did you eat Honey Nut Cheerios? I did not. As a matter of fact, did I have anything honey based? I didn't have anything honey based yesterday. Nope, I had pizza. I had barbecue chicken pizza. No honey. Nope, no honey. None, no honey. And I was eating, and they had a way of forming the wax, and like the wax that the bees would produce was not like ours. It was waxy at hot honey on the pizza is good. It is good. That is true. On pepperoni it is. ASPCA and that. Well, actually, I mean, if you are feeding the bees and not killing them, the ASPCA actually is not against honey yielding as long as it's humanely done. There are ASPCA approved kits that you can get for home for having your own bees, because bees are very good for the environment. Anyway, they have attack bees. No, actually, I don't recall, like, I don't even think these bees had stingers. Because when I can still see the bee in my head, and it didn't have a stinger hanging off the back of it. It kind of had like a fuzzy ant butt. You know, ants have like the bulbous butts that come to like a point, but not like a sharp point, just like a conical point. So they were like murder bee size, but they had like just fuzzy ant. It's not the thorax. It's the one, whatever's behind the thorax. Because I think the thorax is where the legs are connected. So, I love it. The viewership is just dropping. Great. All the real fans are staying. So this was this epicenter where this is the only place it could happen. The East India Company-esque group would protect them for a percentage, make sure that they were up to date. And they would go, and they had the means to send it light years away. So for them, they were able, and because it was, I mean, everything was honey there. The wax. Sorry, I was talking about the wax. The wax was normal, like normal beeswax, unless you superheated it. It actually had thermal properties, like thermal resistant properties. So it would stay in its wax form unless you superheated it to like 1,000 degrees. Then as it would melt, it would solidify into a very hard, almost porcelain-like material. So plates were made out of the superheated beeswax, glasses, like pottery, everything was made. And it was super cheap on like everything basically was like free. Are you sure we're not talking about the missus? I call her honey all the time, and now we're talking about bulbous butts. I've never seen your wife, Dangle, but now I know she has a bulbous butt. I don't know. I've never seen your wife. So like honey, basically if you visited the planet, like everything was like super cheap but almost everything had honey in it. And there was like, as long as you didn't take it off planet, honey was like nothing. Like it was, when you would visit that planet, you just had access to all of the stuff. You just couldn't take it off planet unless you paid a fee to take it off planet. And the fee is usually in the form of trade. You'd have to bring something with you to trade to bring stuff off planet. Again, very detailed dream. And honey in that portion of the universe was extremely stupid expensive. So the East India Company that was helping the planet, and the planet didn't care, as long as it got to stay its own perfect little utopia, didn't care how its product was, how much it was out there, but the East India Company was having like a 30,000% upgrade on this honey and the supplies. Like they were making an absolute killing that it didn't bother them to shield this planet with the most cutting edge, most expensive defense system that would take on entire like legions, because they were making so much money that was a pittance in the percentage of what they made. I'm getting a Tangle's like, just shut up and open cards. Utopia. There's your movie name. That's funny. But it was really cool because it was just like, it was this planet where everything there was free. But if you were to, like, the cost of you living on, if you were to, all of the stuff that you had while you were there visiting, like all the honey, all the food that was honey based, all the creams and salves and waxes and pottery, like, if you're there, it's yours. If you were to have that lifestyle outside of that planet, it is like tens of millions of dollars to live that way. So, like, living there, it was nothing. But if you wanted to live like that off planet, you'd have to be like billionaire. So it was cool that it had this dynamic of, oh, it's nothing here, but out there it's like, that is the richest thing in the world. All right, Dangle, left or right? Listen, I'm sharing it with you because it was a really cool dream and it was a cool concept. And honestly, if I could come up with a storyline for it, I think that would be a really awesome book or graphic novel or movie. Just saying. I thought it was cool. This is the last box, by the way. I'm gonna need one of these. Put that back. I said put that back. Were there rip cards in this one? Did this have rip cards? I don't remember. I don't think it did. That was only, no, I think that was, no. No. Oh, wow, they have box topper memorabilia cards. I didn't know that. And classic buyback autos. I didn't know about that either. All right, we'll worry about focus when we get there. All right, DCD Collects proudly presents Panini Golden Age 2014. Gotta open it up before Dangle says he doesn't want it now. Wouldn't it be funny if this was a jumbo memorabilia after me saying, oh, look, I didn't know they had those? That'd be funny. Instead, it's Teddy Williams. All right, good luck. Let's get some focus first. So I think that's the key. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take melatonin before I go to bed on the nights before shows. And I am going to talk about my dreams until somebody is so bored that they buy something. Oh, looks like we got the autograph right off the bat. Getting the goods already. Or is that an insert? That's an insert. want to see one of the Black 101 logo backs. That would be fun. That would be in one of these next two boxes. That's what I want to see. That's Willie Horton, not to be confused with Tim Horton. Different sport. Ooh, piece of the card. Haystacks Calhoun. Horton, he did hear a who. I think he heard a few who's. I think it should have been Horton hears the who's. Horton hears the who's. But, you know, what do I know? I'm just a guy who opens cards. And art. Ooh, look. Another little piece. These ones come with bonuses. Ah, I think this has something good in it. Look at this. This is just ugly. This is just ugly. Let's try that. Patsy. Piece of his socks. Smelly. This is the cold dead hands guy, right? When you pry it from my cold dead hands. You know, it's funny. He was part of the commie hunt back in the 50s and 60s. I wonder how he would feel knowing that the NRA was funded by Russia for 20 years. That's funny. That's a little bit of irony in there. Got some eye issues right there. There we go. I fixed your eye, rabbit. Goose! Talk to me, Goose. Wow, Goose and Geese. Ah, there is a white card. And it's Stevie Y. These are short printed. We have not gotten many of these in the case. This may be the only one. This could be a case hit. And, I mean, that's a pretty good one to get. That's a nice Stevie Y. John McGraw, Kid Gleason, Casey Stengel. Rhymes with dangle. And Connie Mack. Dangle got the Stengel. Ty Cobb. All right, no numbered so far. Let's keep going for that autograph. Citation, Northern Dancer, Bill Schumacher, and Eddie Arcaro. Actually, he pronounced it Shoemaker. He did. Good old Jim Thorpe. Smell that? Here's your autograph. George Gervin. Hey, look at this. Professional sports ball player. Kyle's like, I know the Iceman. San Antone. Dig it. Like it. Good stuff, man. There you go. All right, now we can only hope for a bonus auto. Or something numbered. Oh, there's a Mellow Mint. Coco. Coco's one per box. All right, let's get something out of 50, because I think out of 50 was the only numbering they did. Little burn mark. You should go back the honey story. Honestly, for real, I don't have much more. I don't have much more to it. It's an awesome concept, and I think in that setting you could really put a couple of different storylines in. But it didn't have a beginning or an end for me. That was just like the location and like the terms and like the setup for the planet. I think from there you could pretty much write your own story. George Gervin. Thank you, my lord. And congratulations, Dangle. It's only going to be a one small scotch night because I do have to take medication later. So that was it. It's the rest of the night's water. An orphan that is allergic to honey should be given the main character. Or maybe the villain wants to destroy the country or the planet because their child died because of the honey. And he thought the honey was poisoned, but because it's so rare that the kid was allergic to it and they didn't know, so they interpreted it as, oh, that's it, Dangle. The antagonist's son or daughter or wife or husband died from this decadent food, and they thought they were being poisoned, which caused the hullabaloo. when in essence, they were not poisoned, they were allergic, but because it's so rare, nobody knew. Woo! We have a setting. We have an antagonist. All we need is a protagonist, and boy, oh boy, I think we could crowdsource a graphic novel or a film. I got to give Dangle a partial credit for that now. Wouldn't they understand allergic reactions in this far in the future? So yes and no, Sepulros. So think of it this way. If this honey is not available to most sectors of that area of the universe, there would be no allergy testing for it because it would be such a rare delicacy. It's like somebody being allergic to something found in an asteroid on Earth. Let's say you were allergic to one, and there are a couple of, this is true, you can look this up, there are a couple of metallurgic compounds in asteroids that we don't have on Earth that we have a name for because it's not prevalent on Earth, only in certain meteorites. So imagine that type of rarity. You wouldn't know to search, and a person who's dying of asphyxiation is the knee-jerk reaction is they were poisoned. Not that, oh, they were allergic. Specifically if they've never been allergic to anything ever before. I mean, this may, listen, we're working with giant bees here. There may be a little suspension of disbelief, but it wouldn't be out of the realm of reasonable thought that this robber baron, this pirate, this person immediately took this as an enemy, poisoning them. And maybe it's not a future setting. Maybe it happened in a galaxy far, far away a long, long time ago. Maybe it's 1 billion years in the past. Maybe all common allergens are already cured through genetic testing at birth, but because honey is so rare, it was never added to the thing. Maybe you should drink more Ovaltine. That is also, I used to love Ovaltine, Sepulros. I loved Ovaltine. Malted milk. Oh yeah. I didn't even like the chocolate Ovaltine. I wanted the original malt Ovaltine. But I was also somebody who would grind up Whoppers and put them in my milkshakes and make malted milkshakes with my malted milk balls. Because I was alive in the 80s and that's what you did. Because that's what they did in the 70s. Yeah, I don't drink Ovaltine anymore. I don't think I've had it. I don't think I've even seen it. Not that I've gone looking for it. Listen, James has chocolate milk every day. He has Nesquik and milk when he wakes up and when he goes to bed. Because he's still underweight, so that is one of the delicious weight gain things that we do for him. I don't get the added sugar. I get the one that's the reduced sugar. So I do shop for milk additives. Carnation was just too expensive. So we just got Nesquik. But yeah, listen, hey, folks, I mean, maybe we all get together and we make something. More Ovaltine, please. Let me Google it. Can you still buy Ovaltine? Yeah, Ovaltine is still widely sold. Most grocery stores, supermarkets, Walmart, and Amazon. Oh, it's got a new look. That's why. Sapporo's, if you're thinking about the old yellow canister with the logo, the red logo, no man, you wouldn't recognize it. That looks not. Yeah, I would not recognize it. I wouldn't know to look for that. Yeah, they completely changed it. I mean, that's kind of close. But I still probably wouldn't recognize that looking like that. But hey, the more you know. Damn, 7? Only 7 stayed? Dangle, look what you did. At least my B story had 12. You lost 5 people with the cards. Use your decoder ring. I'm tired again. This is a very busy day. I had to accomplish a lot because I wasn't able to walk. I did not watch the game. I did not want Florida to win. There are too many former Sabres on Florida. And sure enough, a former Sabre has 4 goals. So I was hoping Edmonton would win. But they got wrecked. Wrecked. R-E-K-T. Wrecked. Yeah, I'm well aware. I saw there was an infograph that went through my Instagram about how many former Sabres have rings that are currently active players. Yeah, Sabres are a train wreck. I never denied that. I would never force Lord Brownie to be a Sabres fan. That would be too cruel. I saw that, yeah, and he threw it back at him, was like, he was like, I think the media made too big of a thing about it. Because, listen, if Sam was pissed off and wanted to shade the Sabres, he just wouldn't have signed it. Like, for real, if he wanted it to be a big deal, he would not have signed it. He would have just threw it back. But the kid threw it to him, he signed it, and he was like, and he was smiling and going, no. Like, that is playful. I don't even hate Reinhardt for that. I don't. I really, honestly, I thought it was fun. I was like, he's like, I'll sign it. Like, it's not like he denied the kid the autograph. He's just making fun of how it went down. Owen Nolan would not sign Nordique stuff. I remember that whole Owen Nolan debacle. I remember the draft. I was an active, diehard hockey fanatic at that time. In the 80s and early 90s, I was diehard hockey when I was playing. I used to go to Russian Red Army hockey games. No BS. The USSR, the CCCP, used to come to Buffalo and play the Sabres. And I got to see the CCCP play the Sabres, and I actually got to see quite a few future NHL players on the team that visited Buffalo. Do other sports have a rookie class like the 90-91? I would argue, was it 7? Yes. I'll tell you exactly what year was like that. Uh, yes. Yes, they do. All right, here we go. Oh, that's not what I wanted, you jerks. (2004) NFL draft was very similar. Not only did it have somebody refusing for the team that played for them, it has Hall of Famers. A lot of them. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. No, it's not 2004. Maybe it's 84. So the 64 draft had 10 players. 83 draft, that was the big one. 1983. John Elway, Eric Dickerson, Jim Covert, Bruce Matthews, Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, and Darrell Green all ended up in the Hall of Fame. All of them taken in the first round. Richard Dent was a Hall of Famer taken in the 8th round that year. Yes. Seven Hall of Famers from 83. Oh, cards? Well, the problem with the hockey cards is that was the era that everything was overproduced. The artificial inflation of the 2019 basketball rookies caused the largest amount of money to ever be spent on sports cards in a single year, not resale. It does. It has a ton of rookie Hall of Famers, but everything was overproduced then, so they're near worthless. 2019 broke the record for most money spent on original retail and hobby product ever. But that was due to COVID and artificial inflation and the belief that there were two generational basketball players that would be better than Shaq and Jordan. So, one of them's got issues with guns, the other one's fat. All right, now there's only 7 of you, so I guess I should probably leave. See if there's anybody worth your love. Nope, she just left. Nope, nobody is good enough for you. I'm sorry. All right, tomorrow is the last day of the week that we are streaming. You have no idea how happy I'm actually just being able to be here today and to be able to walk into work today. How happy it made me. Folks, I love each and every one of you. Do me a favor. Take care of yourselves and each other so we can hang out tomorrow. We're going to chat. We're going to see what's up. Maybe I'll have some things for show and tell. Maybe it'll just be a chill stream before the crazy Vegas weekend. Either way, I want you to have fun, take care of yourselves, and hey, I promise you, I will see you tomorrow.